So let's talk about success and how to become successful. So if you are a person who's been wanting to become successful in sport, in life, and in your career, then keep listening.
Oh, you make me want to talk back to you.
So I've been doing Olympic weightlifting for over 21 years. I am an international medalist in numerous international competitions. I am also a 6-time karate world champion, a 3rd dan black belt, and a CrossFit Games athlete. Now, the question is, how did I win all these international medals? Was it because training was super exciting every single time? Could it have been luck? Nope, none of those. It was literally pure hard work and dedication. It was not just on the physical side of things, but on the mental side of things too. And on top of that, I needed to make sure that my recovery is on top form in order for me to be the best that I can be. And I can promise you that the training sessions were hard and they were repetitive and they got boring, but I kept showing up. And that is the reason I became successful in 3 different sports. Now I'm going to teach you how you can become successful in sport, life, your career, or anything that you can put your mind to. Now, have you ever heard of the Goldilocks rule? Now, the Goldilocks rule states that humans experience peak motivation when working on tasks that are right on the edge of their current abilities. Now, what does that mean? Now, basically what that means is if you are an intermediate level athlete and you've been training for say 2 to 3 years, and I'll use the example of weightlifting because I'm a weightlifter. And now all of a sudden you go and compete in a competition where there's a bunch of youth athletes who just started off the sport. Tell me, how exciting will that be to beat those athletes? Not at all. Because at the end of the day, there's no excitement in a challenge that is not challenging. Now, secondly, you are the intermediate level athlete and you've only been training for 2 to 3 years, and now you go and compete in a competition, potentially a world championships, and it's only the Olympic champions and world record holders that you are competing against. Tell me how exciting that would be. It's exciting, yes, to be in an environment as the same as those people, but at the end of the day, the competition is way too big and it's not going to challenge you to lift better, because in order to lift better, you need to go against someone who's basically who's got the same abilities and strengths as you, so that you guys can challenge each other, and that way with that challenge, you end up getting a little better. Your partner maybe gets a bit better. You get better, and that's how you climb the ladder until you become that elite level athlete. So in conclusion, in the beginning, a great way to stay motivated is to get yourself in a flow state or in the zone when you compete with something that is just a little bit more challenging than where you are currently at, and that way you will keep on staying motivated and driven to improve. Now let's talk about elite level sports, or athletes who are world champions, Olympic champions, or athletes who are just representing on the elite level. First and foremost, how do they get there? They don't just get there overnight. And yes, they might have talent, they might have good genetics, and they might be a hard worker, okay? Or not might, they will definitely be a hard worker. But the way they get there is doing the same shit over and over again, and it gets boring and it gets repetitive and it gets annoying, but they have to do it in order to reach the top. So like with the example I gave earlier, so I've been doing Olympic weightlifting for over 21 years. So for over 21 years, I have done snatch and clean and jerk over and over and over again. Back squat, front squat, pulls, snatch, clean and jerk, back squat, front squat, pulls, okay? And there were days where I would walk into the gym and I'd be like, if I have to see another clean and jerk programmed into my program, I'm honestly gonna have a freaking heart attack. And go into my program and there's clean and jerks, But what do? I just do the work. I put my head down, I do the work, and at the end of the day, that's what helped me reach the top. That's what helped me become an international medalist. And that's the way you can become an elite level athlete or successful in anything that you do. You have to be willing to do the work, even if it is boring and repetitive. It doesn't matter what work you do. It could be sport, it could be maybe you being a blog writer, it could be you being a comedian. You have to constantly do the work and show up in order to become good at what you do. Now, there's a very good saying out there, and it is, the biggest threat to success is not failure, but boredom. So that's the biggest reason why people quit, and that's the biggest reason why people don't reach the top, because they are afraid of being bored. They are afraid of doing the same shit over and over again in order to reach the top. They know they have to do it, but they just cannot get themselves to do the same stuff over and over again. And I'm telling you now, and you're going to hear this many times more in your life, you're going to hear it in books, in order to be successful, you have to do the work. And at the end of the day, anyone can work hard when they are motivated and things are exciting and things are changing around them. But at the end of the day, it's that person who can work hard when things isn't as exciting, when things aren't as motivating. Then that motivation has to come from somewhere else. That motivation has to come intrinsically. And that's how elite level athletes reach the top. Guys, thank you so much for listening to my video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, subscribe to my channel, and I am excited to see you in the next one.